Topic is photosynthesis, light reaction and dark reaction. All living organisms require energy to carry out their different life activities from where energy comes. This energy is provided by oxidation of foods like biomolecules like carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Green plants are unique in respect that they synthesize foods from simple substances like carbohydrate and water. Thus, they synthesize food not only for them but for all non-green plants and animals also. Then, almost all autotrophic plants, photosynthetic autotrophs, as some bacteria and fungi. Autotrophs generate their own organic matter through photosynthesis, whereas sunlight energy is transferred into stored in the form of chemical bonds. Then, what is the process of photosynthesis? It is a synthesis of carbohydrates by the green organs of the plant in presence of sunlight from carbon dioxide and water taken up from air and soil respectively, oxygen being a byproduct. Thus, the use of light energy to produce carbohydrate from carbon dioxide and reducing agents such as water is called as a photosynthesis. Let's study in detail in photosynthesis. The overview of photosynthesis. It is a synthesis of carbohydrates by green organs of the plant in presence of sunlight from carbon dioxide and water taken up from the air and soil respectively, oxygen being a byproduct. The use of light energy to produce carbohydrates from carbon dioxide and reducing agents such as water is called as a photosynthesis. The reaction is 6CO2 plus 6H2O in presence of light energy produces glucose C6H12O6 plus 6O2. That is the complete process of photosynthesis. The light reaction then converts solar energy to chemical energy, producing ATP and NADPH. Nucleotide nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Then Calvin cycle makes sugar from carbon dioxide. Thus, in the light reactions, which is to be occurred in chloroplast, the ATP generated by the light reaction provides the energy for sugar synthesis. The NADPH produced by the light reactions provides the electrons for the reduction of carbon dioxide to glucose. Then chloroplast is a site of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis generally occurs in chloroplast, that is organelles in certain plants. All chloroplasts carry out photosynthetic activities. The leaves have the most chloroplast. The green color comes from the chlorophyll in the chloroplast. The pigment absorbs light energy. Then photosynthesis occurs in chloroplast. Chloroplast contains stroma of fluid, grana, a stack of thylakoids, which is stacked one over the other. The chlorophyll is the green pigment that captures light for photosynthesis. Then location and structure of chloroplast, we already know where is the chloroplast located. Okay, the mechanism of photosynthesis. There are two reactions, that is light dependent reaction and light independent reaction. Light dependent reaction, that is light reaction, also known as a light reaction. It requires light. It simply occurs in chloroplast in thylakoid, which is stacked over grana. Then chlorophyll traps the energy from the light. Light excites electron, then kicks out the electron out of chlorophyll to an electron transport chain, which is a series of proteins in thylakoid membrane. Then next, it is light dependent reaction, light reaction. Energy lost along electron transport chain. Lost energy is used to recharge ATP from ADP, and NADPH produced from E transport chain. The byproducts thus produced are ATP and NADPH and O2. Then Next reaction, that is light independent reaction, also known as a dark reaction. Does not capture, does not require light. Kelvin cycle occurs in stroma of chlorophyll, requires CO2, uses ATP and in ADPH as a fuel to run, makes glucose sugar from CO2 and hydrogen. Light reaction, that is also known as cyclic photophosphorylation process for ATP generation associated with some photosynthetic bacteria. This is overall photosystem which produces ATP from ADP and iron phosphate group. Then non-cyclic photophosphorylation photosystem 2 regenerates electrons by splitting water, leaving O2 gas as a byproduct and produces NADPH and ATP. Then plant produces O2 by O2 gas by splitting H2. The O2 is liberated by photosynthesis made from the oxygen in water. And how the light reaction generate ATP and ADPH, that is given here. It is schematic diagram. Then chemosis powers ATP synthesis in the light reaction. The electron transport chains are such that photosystem in thylakoid membranes pump H plus through the membrane. In the stroma, the H ions combine with NADP to form NADPH. Dark reaction. The Calvin cycle thus proceeds in three stages, that is known as a carboxylation stage, reduction stage and regeneration stage. The carboxylation stage, where CO2 is the acceptor and ribulose 1,5-biphosphate forming two molecules of 3-PGA, that is 3-phosphoglycerate. Rubisco is the enzyme, then reduction of 3-phosphoglycerate 3-PGA, which is produced above in carboxylation to form glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, which can be used in the formation of carbon compounds that are translocated. Then regeneration of the CO2 acceptor, whereas ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate from the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Then the affinity of Rubisco for CO2 is sufficiently high to ensure rapid carboxylation at the low concentration of CO2 found in photosynthetic cell. The negative change in the free energy associated with carboxylation of RuBP is large, so the forward reaction is favored. Rubisco will also take O2 rather than CO2 to oxygenate. RuBP is called photorespiration. Review. A summary of chemical process of photosynthesis, light reaction and dark reaction, that is mentioned here. This is all about photosynthesis. Thank you very much.